Hi, I wanted to tell you about a recent new find. It's not really a new find, it's an old find, but I found a new copy of a wonderful, wonderful book recently brought to my attention again. And this book is Body Stories by Andrea Olsen. Um, and it is, as it says, perhaps you can see it, it's a guide to experiential anatomy, which is just a mind-blowing concept. So when I first discovered this book was probably in 2004, and the book was not new then, but it was new to me. When I first discovered it, I was a inveterate student, and as a student, I learned things from my head. I didn't really understand much about experiential education or about experiential learning, and I sure didn't understand much about body-based psychotherapy, but I wanted to learn. And so this book, with its emphasis on doing to learn about the body, just blew my mind. It's been a textbook for dancers, people who take anatomy for dance. And even that blew my mind that if you study dance, you have to study anatomy. I guess that makes sense, but you study it through studying your own body as well as studying other resources, which is the most wonderful exercises in it, including my very favorite, which she calls constructive rest. I've used this with students in my somatic psychology class where they had as an exercise requirement to lie down on the floor in constructive rest for a number of days and to journal about the experience. And then I actually ended up writing an article about the results that students got from that. They loved it. They loved the idea that homework and rest could actually be the same thing. So I've learned a lot from the book. But here I am, like 20, I don't know, 22 years on. And what I'm going to do is work my way through this book once again. There's an exercise for each of, oh, so many days. How many days? 30 days. There's an exercise for each of 30 days, and that isn't intended for you to necessarily do them in that particular sequence or daily. Some of them are quite extensive. So the first day asks you to draw a skeleton, and that is from memory. And of course, the fact that we live in a body that is marked by a skeleton. So I'm going to show you what I came up with because it will give you something to aspire to. So here are my images of skeletons. Yeah, a little bit too much light there, but you can see my side view is lacking a few things. My top view is a little broader perhaps than most, but regardless, it's a lovely reflection on my interface between what I think about my body and what I experience in my body, and then how do I translate that into something I can draw, which is kind of amusing in a way. The second day's experience is to write out your body story, the story of your life in your body. And depending on how old you are, you'll have more or less um, chronology to cover. But it's interesting, interesting stuff. So I don't know if any of you are interested in doing it along with me, but I wanted to offer you this invitation to do Body Stories, Andrea Olsen's wonderful book, to do the exercises along with me. And I think I'm going to be posting about these on my Substack, which you can find at a body psychotherapist journal at Substack. So I look forward to seeing you and I hope you'll be joining me. Don't forget, body stories. First one, draw your skeleton.